So ultimately, what's happened to America is the Highlander clans of Scotland and then the Lowlanders clans, like all came pouring in because, it wouldn't have been America until. But see, what happened is the Kennedys, they were a lowland clan, okay? Meaning they lived in the lowlands of Scotland. And so the Kennedys, the Kirks, Lowlanders, okay? Kirks, I'm leaving them out, but they were, So the Kennedys clan, mainly, pretty much, diehard Catholics, but I'll get to that in a minute. Because I started thinking, I'm like, wait a minute, because they were royal to the crown, the Scottish crown. But they had issue with King James I. And King James I, of course, is the King James that didn't write the Bible. He had it. He's the most responsible for spreading Jesus's word like the farthest, as far as I'm concerned. He had a bunch of people that worked on it, but he had issue with the Catholic stuff. Yeah, okay, that's why the Catholic leadership tried to blow him up in Parliament. Okay, so King James I of England was also King James VI of Scotland. So it says that Clan Kennedy had a complex relationship with King James I of England, who was King James VI of Scotland. Initially, the clan was supportive of the Scottish crown, and they had significant influence in land during the late medieval period. However, their loyalty was tested during the political upheavals of the 17th century. King James I's reign saw the consolidation of royal power, which sometimes conflicted with the interests of powerful clans like the Kennedys. The clan's support for the crown was generally aligned with their desire to maintain their status and influence. However, as James I sought to centralize power and reduce the power of the clans, some members of Clan Kennedy may have felt marginalized. Overall, while Clan Kennedy had a historical loyalty to the crown, their feelings toward King James I would have been shaped by political dynamics of the time, including the balance of power between the monarchy and the clans. So, Clan Kennedy had a significant Catholic heritage, particularly during the late medieval and early modern periods. While many Scottish clans were divided along religious lines during the Reformation, Clan Kennedy maintained a strong Catholic identity, especially in the 16th and 17th century. The clan's prominent members, such as the Earls of Cassilis, were known for their Catholic faith and often supported the Catholic cause during the conflicts between Catholics and Protestants in Scotland. This alliance sometimes put them at odds with the Protestant establishment and the crown, especially during the reign of King James I, who was a promoted Protestant. However, as the political landscape changed over time, some members of Clan Kennedy adapted to the prevailing Protestant norms, particularly in the 18th century. However, in the political landscape, okay, I read that. So it's kind of obvious. Well, if you've seen any of my videos and you understand who. So King James I is related to Donald Trump through Mary Queen of Scots. Blah, blah, blah. I get so tired of repeating it. And so Clan Kennedy, you know who they are, okay? So the MacLeods, which is Marianne MacLeod, Donald Trump's mother, was a MacLeod clan. Is I think, is it the hugest clan? I think it's the hugest Highland clan, okay? Because they have two different, family mottos. So this is what America's been dealing with, really. The MacLeod clan and the Kennedy clan. Okay, so, and for the Kennedy clan, their motto, because I know it's in whatever language that is, it means consider the end. There's this consider the end, and there's this whole, MacLeod's this hold fast. So I think it spilled over into America with the Kennedys, and that's why there were people that had issue with Catholic taking presidency. Maybe there were some people that knew, wait, they're up to something. I don't know. I'm not trying to go after all the Kennedys. It's just like, it's just something isn't right. And so a lot of people, though, because I saw there was a video on BitChute that thinks they're two noble clans coming together for one nation. Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure. I'm skeptical, though. Regardless of whether they are or not, okay, that could be very well true. The problem is the American people that weren't in your clan groups, Like, yeah, we all were ancestors from different lines and stuff, but like, we don't go back to these noble clans really that we know of. So my point is, like, you still have to tell us the truth about all this, because that's what I think. I think it's an old war. The McDonald's, like the McDonald's fast food. So everybody's gone after McDonald's for a while since Donald Trump went into office. I mean, the first time, because Donald Trump loves McDonald's. The McDonald's, though, and the McLeods, their history is filled of bloody filled battles back in the day. But I think that I think over time they've made nice, obviously, as times change, I believe, because McDonald's is huge in America. Okay, but then yet I started seeing like the past 8 years, people going after McDonald's. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. Like, in really bad ways, like saying what was in their meat and stuff. I don't know if any of that was true. Really, I think there were some clans that were trying to make you believe that, because there were some clans, if you know who I mean. And I'm not saying he ever said it, but they had their operatives out there to get you to not go to McDonald's. Because it's been that psychological war against still going on. The Catholics against the Protestants or against everybody else. And so that's, obviously, I think the concerns people had about having a Catholic president, again, we've only had 2 Catholic presidents, Kennedy and Biden, is I think it probably had to do with more than just them being Catholic. But Catholic was a big part, because they saw it, many of your Puritans and the Presbyterians and the ones that aren't all in their own formation right now, because, Protestant isn't really very good in my eyes right now anymore. It isn't. I don't know what it once was, but, they've all tied themselves pretty much to the Southern Baptist Convention, and they're lying about what the Bible says about when life begins. So, interestingly, Trump is a Presbyterian. Presbyterian is one of the ones that isn't, it hasn't been caught up in a bunch of controversy. And they don't claim that life begins at conception. And it's only these bigger ones. It's the ones that seem to always want to be taking over everybody. Yeah. And then they all consolidated and merged. So it seems like with the Kennedys, I don't know, maybe it just is something that, because the Kennedys they were royal. So just think, after James I, because I read where there were battles, and the lowlands of Scotland were they were loyal to the English crown. So, and did videos before that the Kennedys were loyal to the English crown. They had more connection to the English crown than people realize. Now, you could say, well, Donald Trump subdued all that because he's taken over the Kennedy Arts Center, right? And he put Kennedy in his cabinet. But you still have to tell the people the truth. You do, you can't come out and say it's been some war, but like we can't be having people run around that have as much influence as Charlie Kirk and not be told the truth about who his parents are. That's not right. I don't care. I'm an American. I'm going to say it. Not that anybody will see it, but I mean, it's really, okay? It's ridiculous, the Trump family running around with Kirk. Who is his father? Why is there no pictures? You can say, oh, privacy. But when you're running around on every campus in America and you're in a position, I mean, he's not in a position, high in the White House, but he's like at the Air Force, kind of in the visitor center or something, is some position. And you have all this influence for the Republican Party. No, I want to know, especially after all the lies. This cannot continue to go on. So that's fine. If the Kennedys and the McLeod clans, the Highland and the Lowland clans, are coming together for the best interest of the country, then that's wonderful. I mean, but, I'm still going to be skeptical given how, ruthless some of these, any of these clans can be. Psychologically, tricksters too. So, but you still have to tell the American people. That's all I'm saying. We need to, if you're going to let Charlie Kirk have the position, and he's almost, he might as well be running the RNC at this point, then no, we need to know about people's background, because there's been too many infiltrators and too many liars. So regardless if all the Lowlands and the Highland clans have decided to make nice, we the people need to know the truth. Thank you.